today we're going to get my garden ready. I wish I had my gardening gloves, but it doesn't matter, it's fine. It's time to start planting. So before we plant, we have to clean. It's okay, we've cleaned out half the garden this morning already and it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. All these dandelions that you see are going straight to the chickens. Unfortunately, I don't have my gloves because there's a ton of blackberries in here and blackberries are horribly pokey. This is probably our worst weed that we get here, is creeping buttercup. And while it's absolutely darling when it flowers, it's so invasive. It takes over. So I'm gonna have a chicken pile for things like dandelions and then a compost pile for things like creeping buttercup. In case anybody's wondering, this might be one of the best gardening tools I've ever bought. It's the Fisker's something or other. I don't know exactly what it's called, but it is like this little serrated guy on one side. It's got this little pointed tip so it can go straight onto the base of a weed and pull it up. And then this side's like this just typical trowel shovel side. This is probably my favorite gardening tool. We've been out here gardening for probably the last like 5 hours, and getting out in the sun this much and just being outside has been literally one of the best feelings. I can't handle it. It's just the best. So being outside all day is my favorite in the world. I could do this all day, every day. It's only barring weather that makes us not do it, because Washington, I actually had a subscriber reach out to me the other day in my DMs and she asked me a question. She was like, I'm gonna be moving potentially to the Pacific Northwest, but I get really bad seasonal depression. Is it as bad as everyone says? And on days like today, it's hard to remember, but yes, it is really rainy here. And that's, I think, Zach and I were talking about this the other day, because it's different rainy than other states. Because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, it rains here too. And it's like, no, totally, it rains everywhere. The difference with rain in Washington, why it hits so different, and I think people think of it sort of differently than it is that it doesn't rain and then stop. It'll go 3 weeks and piss rain the entire time. So, got my little garden baby here. She's always with me. Oh, beautiful, beautiful Mimi. She could not be more of a best friend. She is with me constantly. If I'm in the garden, she's in the garden. If I'm in the greenhouse, she's in the greenhouse. If we're playing on the swings, she's down by the swings. Like, she just could not be any sweeter. I'm actually obsessed with her. Every day that I see her, I like her more. Love, not like, love. I love you, Mimi. Yes. You're the best kitty in the world. Yeah. We love you so much, man. Oh, you're a special doll. But yeah, that's the difference between Washington rain and other states that I've noticed, is that when people, like, okay, we watch this channel, Roots and Refuge. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of her if you're into homesteading. You know, she lives in North Carolina. And so they'll have sunny days it'll be hot, and then they're like, a storm's coming. And then the storm comes, it's intense, it's a downpour, they get a few inches of rain, and then it's sunny again. Here, you'll get a day like today and you're like, it's spring. And then the next 3 weeks it will rain straight gray skies, cold, drizzle, just like pissing rain. It's not like a downpour and a thunderstorm, which those are honestly kind of a vibe. It's just a constant stream of wet. So if that bothers you, that's Washington. That's not just Washington, that's Pacific Northwest, but Washington's probably particularly the worst. Oregon's probably relatively similar. Everybody loves blackberries. But the plant blackberry, Himalayan blackberry specifically, is the one that we have here. It is an invasive species that, when I say takes over, I mean, if left unattended, by next year or late this year, this garden would be a mountain. And I can't stress it enough, mountain of blackberries. I mean, yeah, they're the delicious blackberries that everyone loves to eat, but they're not, you can't let them do that because they'll choke out all other native plants. You can't grow your garden. Literally, they will take over every singular item that grows in your garden. Nothing can outcompete them. I've never seen anything do it yet. While yes, blackberries are delicious and we love to eat them too, you gotta kill them. You have to. And you can't, that's the problem. Like this blackberry that I have right here, you have to take it down to the root, get the taproot out. So here's the blackberry. Number one, it shoots out and then it starts growing in another location because it has these runners. So you grab it, it's extremely pokey. You gotta find the root, get down to the root, Hope that a chunk doesn't piece off, which this one did, because now, even though there's only a tiny little section of root left in here in the ground, that entire plant will grow back. It's just like, thank you for the pruning. We were gardening this morning and tearing up all the weeds in the other bed, and we found like 25 potatoes that we forgot to harvest from last year. So we're gonna have a feast tonight. My son was so stoked on it. He was like, I'm a potato farmer. So we're not 100% sure exactly all we're gonna grow this year, but we've already started tomatoes, peppers, cantaloupe, watermelon, and then we're gonna direct sow beets, pumpkin, zucchini, cucumbers. If you haven't gotten into gardening yet and you're like, why do people do it? I was like that too. I really couldn't understand it. It didn't feel like it would do anything for me, but there is something it feels innate, like we are meant to do it. When you're out tending to the land, it just feels so lovely, at least for me. There's something that it does for me that nothing else really has been able to do it quite like gardening. If you are gonna get started with gardening this year, I could make some suggestions for plants. I think my number one favorite thing to grow is probably garlic. Garlic is more of a fall crop, so you plant it in the fall and harvest it in the late spring, early summer. And oh my gosh, I'll show you our garlic in just a minute, but it's looking literally incredible. We put it in I think, September, October of last year. And it looks absolutely amazing. Like, it's growing exactly perfectly. This is our second year in a row of doing garlic. We planted probably, I don't know, 300 to 500 bulbs, I would say. So we're gonna use a lot ourselves. And also we're gonna try to sell it. The plan, it's actually a really cute idea that we had, was to I'm gonna make garlic grater bowls and sell a head of garlic with each bowl. Because wouldn't that be such a cute idea? So I'm going to do that, and then we'll probably do that at a local farmer's market. I can't sell garlic online, but it's just the best garlic. Like, growing it yourself is so satisfying. Like, I just cannot even. It's so satisfying. The garlic is incredible. It lasted us all winter. It's still edible now. It lasts just forever. Onions as well. We do a lot of onions. And we're still eating our onions that we grew last year, so they lasted us all winter. What's another one I would suggest? Strawberries. Friggin' prolific. If you want to grow strawberries, highly recommend. We have, I don't know, thousands of strawberry plants at this point, because they spread like a weed. I mean, they are absolutely insane with what they can do. And we get a ton of strawberries off it. I think I got 4 gallon-sized bags of strawberries last year, and we have double the amount this year. So yeah, it's gonna be amazing. So strawberries, garlic, onions, peppers, tomatoes, zucchini, cucumber. Ow! You stupid little... zucchini is super prolific. I'm sure you all know that they just grow. They grow incredibly prolific. Too many zucchinis. I don't think that there's such a thing, because you can freeze them, you can freeze dry them, you can use them in zucchini breads, you can give them to friends and family, you can just cook in soups with them. They're a great filler vegetable to add veggies into food without adding a ton of flavor. Herbs are also really fun to grow because they are easy. They're really easy to grow, and they add a lot of impact to your meals. And there's something so satisfying about using your own oregano, your own thyme. Basil, I'm just gonna say it, it's an enigma to me. I don't know how people grow basil. Everybody's like, oh, basil's the easiest thing to grow. I can't stop it from being a literal bush in my yard. Okay, why don't you brag about it? I cannot grow basil. We have bought, I am not exaggerating when I say this, 40 basil plants? Never. They all die. They either get woody, they die, they start shriveling. It's not that we're overwatering, it's not that we're underwater. I do not know how people grow basil. I don't know. I can grow anything else. Anything else. I have grown anything else. Everything. Basil, I will try one more time. Well, I don't know. We actually just tried again recently with the one we bought at the store, and we followed the instructions on the package. The ones that you buy at like the grocery store and they have like roots on the bottom. We followed the actual exact instructions, and within 4 days they were dead. I feel like basil just hates me. But otherwise, thyme, oregano, dill, savory, parsley, all those, easy peasy. Just me and basil have beef, dude. Beef basil, that sounds good. We also have a harder time growing things here because we're in zone 8A. However, we are in the woods. We're surrounded by trees, and I'm not cutting down a bunch of trees. I would if I literally had to grow my own food, if it was like imperative that I had to, but because it's not, I just would rather have the tree cover. I love living in the woods. I didn't do this. I didn't move here so I could cut the trees down, for crying out Pete. It would be cool to grow everything we eat, but we're not even close to that. And we work so hard at doing this, and we're not even close to growing everything we eat. We grow a lot. Oh, did I hurt you? No, did I hurt you? No, you're not cracked. Okay, I'll move you. It's a snail. This is a baby. I hope I didn't hurt him. Put him in my bug hotel, which I will show you in just a second. If you've ever wanted to see a cutest little bug hotel you ever saw, Zach made it for me for Mother's Day last year, and you guys are just gonna die when you see the inhabitants. You won't see them, but I'll show you the little homes they made. They're so stinking cute, you won't even believe it. We're gonna get some more wood chips delivered too and refresh these pathways. Toss some fresh compost down so that everything's all fresh and good to go for the year. Okay, so Zach built this for me. And my camera's sitting up there, so just ignore that. Zach built me this bug hotel for Mother's Day last year. And basically a bug hotel is like you're inviting beneficial insects into your garden, giving insects a place to sleep, a place to live, a place to overwinter. And so you put logs and pine cones and sticks and reeds and bark and all kinds of things in there, and then whatever bugs are interested will live in it. And do you want to see who moved in? All of these holes in the wood that Zach drilled in, all of these were open like this. None of these had anything in them. And look at the ends of these. These are all filled, which leads me to believe, from what I know, that these are mason bees or some other sort of insect that kind of conceals itself in during the winter. So basically what they do is they chew their way out in the spring, and then they emerge, and then they go pollinate your garden. So we have our own mason bee hives, but these lead me to believe that that's what's in here because these are all plugged up. We've got some more plugged on this side, and it's so stinking adorable. I cannot even take it. I can't handle the fact that bugs found their own little bug hotel and live here. I actually put these little guys in here this morning because they were all around the garden and they were in areas that we were going to be messing with. So they were on this bean. This is one of our pole beans from last year. So I just they were already on the bean, like sitting there on the plant, and I was cleaning off the garden. So I just stuck it and put it in here. It stays shady. And one of them already attached themselves to the inside of the wall. I love snails so much. You guys know this about me. If you're new or if you're not, I don't know, maybe you didn't know. I literally love snails. I think that they are just the cutest babies in the world. So you guys can live in here too. All right, I'm gonna clean out one more garden bed while we're at it because I'm out here, and then I think that's a good amount of work for the day. I wish you guys could have seen these prior. I'll show you what the other ones look like so you know what I was working with, but it was real bad. This was our potato bed last year. Oh, and you can tell because there's a potato. I'll show you the pile of potato that we got. This one is the seed potato. so I can tell because it's all moldy and filled with worms on the other side. So I'm just gonna toss that back in. But yep, this was our potato bed, so we're gonna rotate and do something different in it this year. I don't know what we'll plant here. Before, this was our pepper bed, and these are garlic that planted themselves from last year. I think these were the bulbils off of the garlic. So basically garlic has a scape that pops up. If you don't cut the scape, then it will form a bulbil. That's what it's called, and it's basically like a little flower at the top of the garlic, and then it drops and replants itself. We cut the scapes off of most of the garlic last year because it can help the bulbs grow larger, and also you can eat the garlic scapes. If you guys are interested in seeing a video on me processing and cutting and doing all that with the garlic scapes, I will link the video at the top and you guys can watch it. It's on our other channel. Just found this biggie. He's all curled up in his shell. I'm gonna go put him in the bug hotel. These that you see growing on the ground, I don't know how much you guys can see them right here. They're strawberries. So like I said, they spread like a weed. I'll show you, but they are taking over our garden and I could not be happier about it. What a sweet thing to take over your garden, right? Last year I grew green beans on these trellises, and I am gonna do the same thing. I might even put up a third trellis in here. But I grew green beans on these and it was so great. However, I want to try cantaloupe this year. I follow a creator on Instagram. I cannot think of her name. If I can find it, I will link it. But she grows cantaloupes up a trellis and my son loves them. I'm indifferent. I could live without a cantaloupe for the rest of my life. But to be fair, when you grow something, even if it's not your favorite fruit or vegetable, it just like hits different. Because even though it's not something you necessarily would even buy from the store, you kind of like it when you grow it yourself. A few snails on my garden fence, and while I normally would leave these guys alone, it's just I'm moving them to the bug hotel right now because they are gonna get killed right here. They just will. I already know. There's gonna be a lot of activity in here. Totally normal day to have a handful of snails. Oh, they're all waking up. They're like, what? I was sleeping, you bitch. This stays much shadier and they like the shade. Okay, cutie booty. Come on in. It's your new house. Okay, don't eat each other. Come on. I can't even take it. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Little babies. I'm sorry, you guys. I woke you up. You were passed out and I was just like, morning. Okay, let's put you in your new home. So cute, I can't take it. I need you, baby. Go over here. Okay. All right, friends. Just my little snail corner. Totally normal thing to have. I'm gonna get my camera and take some pictures, hold please. All right, so as you can see, right outside of our garden is all of our garlic. We've got 3 rows, like 17 long by 3 wide. We've got that here, there, over there on the front of the garden, and then 2 rows in the garden. And then we also have it on the other side of the chicken coop. Just in September or October, it's just a clove of garlic. So what you eat, you take that clove of garlic, you put it in the ground, and then next year you'll have an entire plant that you can eat the scape off of, and then you'll have a whole head of garlic off of 1 clove of garlic. So you can buy heads of garlic at the store, break those apart and plant those, and they will grow into garlic plants. We do get ours from, I think it's something mountain something garlic. I'll have it listed down below, but you don't have to. You can just do it from the store garlic, but I think it's a little more dependable when you get it from like an actual garlic grower. But either way, this has been great for us, literally great, and we've had incredible success with it. So highly, highly, highly recommend. And then we braided ours. I'm obviously putting a picture in here. We braided ours and then just hung them and then use them as needed. Another cool thing about growing garlic outside of your garden is it's a natural pest repellent. Deer don't like it, bunnies don't like it, Bugs don't like it. Only people, basically. Unfortunately, a lot of these creeping buttercup has gone in between the strawberries, but it's gonna be crazy this year. So we planted strawberries all along this back row here. We planted just like a few along here. They've hopped over to this bed, and now they're on the third bed over. So this whole area absolutely fills with strawberries. A lot of this is creeping buttercup. We have to clear out all of this. You see how bad the weeds have gotten on this side of the garden. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and Mimi. And this has been a really fun day. Really good for my soul, really good for the garden. And I'm really looking forward to getting planting. Like I said, we started a whole bunch of stuff in the greenhouse. We're gonna start more today. I can show you our seedlings. Why don't I close out by number one, showing you the potatoes we found today. These were just excess potatoes we found in the garden from overwintering. They do really well over ground because they're a root vegetable, they're underneath ground. You could leave them in the ground all winter. You can just dig potatoes up as needed. You don't have to harvest them and store them. You can just keep them in the soil and they stay perfectly fine. Oh, my jasmine is growing. Look, they're finally opening. So I planted this jasmine 3 years ago, I think, and it was about that tall when I planted it, and it's grown all the way up the back wall, which was the hope. And look, it's flowering, and it smells like, if you've never smelled this before, I'm gonna smell it and give you the notes that I notice. Jasmine is one of the most beautiful smells in the world, I think. I think it kind of smells like, well, obviously it feels like Victoria's Secret Love Spell was made because of it. Oh, you can't believe it. It is the best smell in the world. It smells like a candy necklace. The sweetest, most fragrant, beautiful angel baby in the world. It is like what I imagine heaven will smell like. Oh, I wish you could all smell it. It's painful that you can't. Okay, so here are my seedlings. These guys back here are watermelon. We've never had good success with watermelon, but I don't care. I'm gonna still try. Cantaloupe is these first two trays. These look good. We've got a few sets of leaves on these. These are tomatoes, and back here, those are broccoli. Back there, broccoli and Brussels in these last two. These are tomatoes as well. And first we started all these. These did really poorly in germinating, like really bad. Peppers are really hit and miss, and ours were a big miss. So we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pepper plants here. And I'd like probably 40, so we're gonna have to start a lot more peppers, but it's a pretty late start. We might just end up buying some starts, but it makes no sense to do when I have this many seed packets that were gifted to me. So, and that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for caring about gardening. If you do, like I do, which I hope you do, it's the best in the world. It literally is the most soul-fulfilling thing. Oh, speaking, you wanna talk about creeping buttercup? Look at it, so bad. This is my greenhouse garden, and it is so bad. It is absolutely overtaken everything. And there are Shasta daisies in here. There is sandwort in here, allium, delphinium, echinacea. I've got all of that. And then you can see as a ground cover down here, I did periwinkle, and the friggin' stupid buttercup just takes over, dude. It just takes over. So anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you at my next video.